Favored by nature. With flavors of land and sea, Dongguan is the most bustling city of the Pearl River Delta. Here, tradition and modernity intersect. Crowds come and go, trading experiences and flavors. The ebb and flow of humanity leave imprints of food, where the best emerges. From the distant past all the way to the present. In May, the Pearl River Delta enters the rainy season. The river's water level starts to rise. 73-year-old Chief Wan is teaching his pupil to work the drum, as preparation for the upcoming dragon boat race.
It's rock hard. You've got to train a few months at least.
Drumming aside, Wan has another ace up his sleeve. As an empty nester, Wen's only company at home is his wife. But today, he is preparing a huge amount of food. The Asian gold clams he bought this morning are common freshwater food in Dongguan. Boiled in water and rinsed. The shells separate naturally from the meat. When cooking clams, one has his own trump card. Chinese radish pickled for 40 days, rich in flavor. Clam meat must be sautéed in sizzling oil until fragrant. Then spread over near-cooked rice while burning hot for further stewing. His one-of-a-kind cooking attracts locals, out-of-towners, and even visitors from all over the country. The gregarious one welcomes all who come, so his home is fondly called the Grand Hertan Village Restaurant.
Are you coming? There's savory Tom Yuan.
At 3 in the afternoon, the number of guests is confirmed. Wen begins dinner preparations. He calls this the Watertown family feast. The rice and clams are fully cooked now. Stirring them right after. Spreads clam juice evenly through the rice. Folding the rice over chewy clam meat. One grain after another is warm and savory.
All dishes ready now. Let's eat.
In different seasons, the menu for this Watertown family feast will vary. Using his culinary arts to host incoming guests is something that one relishes. From ages past, sharing scrumptious foods has always been a love language for the Chinese. In rural Dongguan, it is how communities bond together. Today is the Double Ninth Festival, a day when Dongguan families gather to pay respects to ancestors. The folks kick off the Qilin dance, a tradition of the Hakka people in Dongguan. Pots and pans fill up the table. The sides of the pans are labeled with family names and the number of members.
That pork rib's pretty long.
The overseer of this endeavor is called Yehui Qi, who is 71 this year. For today's event, he has toiled with over 80 villagers for a whole jam-packed month. The Hakka have ancestors hailing from the central region. Generations of integration and changes have woven a unique set of customs concerning homes, clothing, as well as daily meals. Salt baking came about as a food preservation know-how. Pastured poultry is baked in hot salt till cooked. The meat is succulent and oily without being greasy. Stuffing marinated filling into another food is what the Hakka call nyang or stuffing. Two flavors combine in harmony, complementing each other, while enriching the mouthfeel. These carefully cooked traditional Hakka dishes are reserved for senior villagers aged 60 and above. However, Yehui Qi's work is not yet finished. The shrine kitchen is still bustling for today's main event. "600 kilos of pork, with fatty and lean parts, are now cooked all at once. The dozen or so chefs are made up of villagers. There is seamless order and cooperation, following a uniform recipe and procedure, preparing the same dish to feed all the villagers. Fried tofu goes in last, stewed together with the pork for another half hour. Longbailing village has stood for 260 years. Just like many Hakka villages in Lingnan, the people hold strongly to ancestral values, no matter where they are. On Double Ninth Festival, everyone returns to the village. Outside the ancestral shrine, the area is filled with waiting villagers. glazed reddish morsels with a melty texture, and a rich broth. A delicacy anticipated by the whole village. The Hakka braised pork made by a joint effort is distributed to every family. For the past 2 centuries or so, this has been an annual feast for the village. Today, people are spoiled with food choices. But customs and rustic dishes such as this are still kept intact by the people of Longbailing. They gather partly not only to savor delicious food but also to strengthen family ties and keep up with one another. From past to present. In water towns or mountain villages, food has always kept up with people's progress, witnessing the city's evolution as people come and go. Today, Dongguan City is still a melting pot, welcoming newcomers day after day. Nei Xinyu is attending a cooking class. Her school is somewhat unique. From primary to high school, around 2,500 students, all come from Taiwan, China. Their parents mostly work in the Pearl River Delta region. Xin Yu's mom, Madame Chiu, came with her husband to Guangdong from the island. They have lived in Dongguan for 11 years now.
Want some?
Over time, she often pours her longing for her hometown into making an authentic bowl of braised pork rice. Shallots sautéed in oil signal a prelude to braised pork rice. Whereas Taiwanese rice wine and soy sauce bring the dish to life.
The seasonings are from Taiwan. I lug them all the way here.
While braising pork, Madame Chiu likes to add chicken feet to thicken the gravy. Simmered in low heat, the pork belly oozes oil. When the chicken feet turn mushy, the braised pork is ready for serving. A bowl of white rice. A scoop of braised pork gravy, a perfect balance of tastes full of flavor. This is how Madame Chiu perfectly recreates the flavor of her childhood. Dongguan is located in the Pearl River Delta, a mere hour's drive from Guangzhou and Shenzhen. Since the 1980s, over 100,000 people from Taiwan have moved here for work and living. Thereafter, cuisine from across the strait has made its way here. For the Taiwanese, this tastes like home. And for the Dongguan people, these foreign dishes have slowly become part of the common palate. Baked red misua or wheat vermicelli is cooked in bonito stock, thickening the broth. Its slurpy texture goes well with braised pig intestine. Rice bowl cake is another authentic Tainan snack. Rice paste is mixed with various fillings and steamed. Every bite a different surprise. Many Taiwanese snacks are recreated in Dongguan, with minimal modifications. It is Friday and a week of boarding life is ending. Xinyu knows that her mom is busy cooking at home. Dragon whiskers, the tender shoots of chayote, are a common Taiwanese ingredient. Today's stir-fried chayote shoots with kibanago is prepared according to Madame Chio's family recipe. She's cooking odai for the first time. They grow by the Yangtze River and are rare in Taiwan. Madame Chio loves its crunchy texture with a clean, sweet taste, and has learned how to cook them from a hawker. The rapid growth of manufacturing has reshaped Dongguan as a city, while drawing in people all over the world to congregate here. The confluence of cultures brought about eclectic cuisine offerings, collated side by side, influencing one another. It has influenced Madame Chio's cooking too, which now consists of more complex hybrid dishes. As her two daughters came back home, Mommy gains 2 kitchen helpers. Radish is cooked together with lamb ribs to neutralize strong odors and tenderize the meat. This is a classic cooking method from northwest China. The cooked lamb ribs are left to pan fry. An inspired tip Madame Chio picked up from Western-style cooking. Finally, a sprinkling of Sichuan dry rub for a spicy, aromatic kick. Today's dinner presents flavors that transcend regions. Harmoniously served on the dining table of Xinyu's family. In the past 40 years, Dongguan's immigrant population has increased 30-fold, coming from every corner of the world. They acclimatized and blurred the lines between their hometowns and their new home. Guided by food, they establish themselves anew and update Dongguan's gourmet landscape. Yet in this ever-changing city, traditional flavors have likewise never faded. Every day before sunrise, 50-year-old Ling Jianqing goes to the market early. A brief pinch on the back tells him how plump they are. Today, he chose 40 geese. This tiny stall in the busy market was started by Ling Jianqing's father, and it is now 35 years old. It opens before dawn every day without fail. He manages the roast goose, his sister handles the front. Her seasoned chopping of the geese has earned her the nickname Wielder since her teens. Traditional Dongguan roast geese have crispy skin and ample juice. But over here, it takes a back seat to rice noodles. Dongguan people's love of rice noodles is a whole story in itself. Rice grains are ground into wet dough and poured into cloth bags. Squeezed into near boiling water, they set quickly. This quick movement over water is called lai in Cantonese, hence the name given to these rice noodles, lai fun. The dough's stickiness and the arm position during piping determine the thickness and texture of the lai fun. A slightly smaller cover makes it easier to control water temperature, so the dough is not overcooked and turns out chewy. In 2 minutes, the lai fun is set. A quick ice water rinse washes away dough crumbs, so every strand is smooth. Lai fun is found everywhere in the Pearl River Delta. What sets Dongguan lai fun apart is its glistening clear soup base. It can serve as breakfast or as a proper family meal. It can even feature in birthday banquets as the highlight dish signifying good tidings. In Dongguan, frills-free lai fun can be combined with various foods. Colorful toppings and various distinct soup bases make lai fun one of the most representative Dongguan dishes. Its quintessential pairing food is undoubtedly freshly roasted goose. Crispy on the outside, heat from lai fun melts fat further, making the meat more flavorful. Supple, slurpy lai fun also adds a mellow aroma. Maintaining the 50 square meter shop. The Wielder siblings sell 300 to 400 bowls of lai fun daily, unchanged in decades. Stalls tucked in Dongguan's alleys like these are the ones giving the city its dose of traditional flavor, day after day. From the oldest alleys to the mushrooming new districts. Some uphold tradition while some innovate without ceasing. The white jade orchid is the flower of Dongguan. Every midsummer, a sweet elegant scent envelopes the city. Fresh white jade orchid petals are crushed to extract dew. Using molecular gastronomy techniques, jelly-like pebbles are produced, giving mousse cake an extra Dongguan-style relish. Western-style desserts and novel cooking techniques that emerge along with modernization are popular among youths.
This is soy sauce.
Luan Haoyu had set up a dessert studio when he was still studying. With every new creation, he will invite his friends for a tasting session. Yu's interest in desserts was sparked by traditional Dongguan sweet soups. Guangdong is China's desserts hub. Soupy desserts in particular are broadly termed sweet soups. There are any number of combinations brimming with imagination. Mung beans are slow cooked till the beans break down. Kelp is rich in soluble fibers, adding thickness and density to mung bean paste. Two seemingly unrelated ingredients come together in an unlikely symphony. Red beans are simmered until paste-like, then strained to obtain a smooth mouthfeel. Adding a smattering of tangerine peel is a must to get a more aromatic red bean soup. Among the multitudes of Cantonese desserts and snacks, Dongguan treats exude their own character. Out of so many offerings, some stand out for their complex combination. Taro is mixed with lard and sugar. It wraps a savory filling of chives, cured meat and shrimp. Heat the oil to 120 degrees, deep fry for 5 minutes. And you'll get a soft, flaky pastry. Salty, sweet, flaky and soft, all encapsulated in a small dessert. The most well-known and most characteristic of Dongguan treats is this right here.
Tong but lut.
Boiled glutinous flour balls are added to oil-roasted sugar syrup. Then stir-fried steadily until every ball is coated with syrup. Slightly smoky, the glutinous flour balls and peanut crumbs rich in aroma create a winning combo. Today, more stalls are using a huge saucepan filled with thick syrup, constantly cooking a captivating Dongguan food. Dongguan's traditional desserts also trigger fresh ideas. As Luan Haoyu grows in maturity. Hemp seeds. This plant seed with over 40% of oil content has long featured in Dongguan desserts for over a century. When toasted in an iron pan, immaculate heat control is a must to prevent bitter taste from charred bits. Ground finely. The oil in hemp seed is released. Poured into hot syrup. A sweet aroma fills the space. Yu hopes to use this method to make traditional Dongguan desserts get picked up by more young people. "30-year-old Luan Haoyu is a born and bred Dongguan local. Like him, most of Dongguan's new generation grew up in this city during a period of rapid development. The blending of tradition and modernity make their lasting marks throughout the city. The Lingnan area is China's mecca of cooking. Cantonese, Chaoshan and Hakka cuisines have their own rules. Yet due to geographical reasons, Dongguan chefs have the basis to concoct a unique harmony of flavors which shows up in their creations. Rainbow coral trout with chayote shoots is a classic Cantonese dish. Intricate knife work produces strips of ham and egg, as well as peas for padding, setting a clean base flavor. Cooking the fish in warm oil retains the tenderness of the meat. In Dongguan, the chefs make novel choices. Galangal, a common condiment in Chaoshan cooking, has a complex, enduring and distinctive aroma. This regal dish now bears the spice notes of Chaoshan. In another dish, the tastes of the three regions are harmonized to the fullest. The meaty red flower crab hails from Nanao, Chaoshan. Dressing it in chicken oil as per traditional Cantonese methods locks in moisture and amplifies umami. Next up is the Hakka rice wine. This kind of huangjiu charred over fire adds an unexpected relish to fresh seafood. The hot crab broth must be stirred into evenly beaten yolk within seconds. This is called clash in Cantonese. When crab juice is clashed into the yolk, temperature, timing and force must all align precisely. The intense aroma of the chicken oil seeps into fresh crab meat and is infused with the warmth of Hakka rice wine, aromatic wine, sweet crab, and buttery egg custard, each a distinct dimension. To get a gourmet snapshot of a place, besides professional chef recipes, One should also try home-cooked meals and street snacks. Nan and her husband run a supper stall. Every morning, the couple painstakingly select 25 kilos of Venus clams. This common Cantonese seafood is affordable with tender, delicious meat. Soak them in sea salt and by osmotic pressure within mere hours. They will cough up impurities sticking to the meat. As night falls, smoke and flames spring to life in the alleyways.
Help me out, won't you? Come out, Chief. Have some tea on fatty here. What do you want? I'll take your orders. Clams, 1 gravy, 1 steamed. 1 veg, 1 chicken congee. 1 overnight fish stir-fry gravy, steamed baked clams. Raw oyster, horseradish.
Nan, 42, calls herself Fatty. She and her husband, Town, have run the food joint for over a decade. 2 people, 6 lamps, 10 tables. Nan is in charge of the customers every night, while Town, her husband, handles the kitchen. He preps and cooks, remaining in the kitchen for 7 to 8 hours straight. On average, 150 dishes are served every night. Shrouded in tropical climate, Lingnan is hot all year round, and the first in China to popularize supper. Be it vermicelli, noodles, or animal offal, each has its charm. The chefs in charge all rely on years of repeated experimentation to master a few dishes and make their living off them.
$100 please. Thanks, boss.
The most popular dish in Nan's joint is baked Venus clams. The ratio of oil, salt and garlic is second nature to the cook. The key is in heat control. Bake in low heat until the clams open up and scoop up immediately. Clam meat is mildly sweet, tender and juicy. Fresh ingredients coupled with focused cooking contribute to the appeal of street food in supper joints. When Nan and Town finally pack up, it is already midnight or sometimes even later. Day in, day out, they have done this for 14 years. As the couple close shop, 20 kilometers away, Old Sai is just starting work. Fresh pork ribs are chopped to bite-sized pieces, then cornstarch and salt are added to tenderize the meat. Garlic oil and black bean sauce add aroma and remove odors. Sai does this routine work every day. Midnight by the alley, the number of waiting customers keeps increasing. This shop is Dongguan's Midnight Diner. It only has 7 to 8 tables, but a history spanning 30 years in the meantime, diners keep on coming. What drew them in is no less than Kai's trademark dish: pork rib rice. Mature indica rice is doused in 90-degree water before cooking. It shortens the steaming time and makes each grain fluffy, shiny, and evenly firm. Sai has never learned cooking professionally. These seemingly menial details have all come from decades of experience. In 15 minutes, the food is ready, the rice is thoroughly cooked, and the pork ribs are smooth and delicious. Drizzled with a scoop of seasoned lard. The rice absorbs ample sauce, bursting with a heady aroma. The customers have not stopped coming. In the surrounding factories, the assembly line is still running. In the last few decades, China's economic miracle has been fueled by these busy hands, just as much as this sleepless city. For the toiling laborers, a bowl of pork rib rice recharges one's energy and is a delicious experience. The 200 bowls of pork rib rice prepared today are almost sold out. The customers disperse. Yet Sai is in no hurry to close shop. Just as usual, he brings out several portions of ribs reserved beforehand. Several seniors came on the dot. All longtime friends of Sai. They've been coming here for a bowl of pork rib rice to start their workday since their youth. Sai's shop is located in Watertown town, one of China's important banana-producing region. Once, most of the locals were either in banana planting or trading. Farming bananas got one busy from dawn to the afternoon. Enjoying a bowl of pork rib rice before sunrise is crucial for stamina. And that was how Sai's Midnight Diner came to be. One meal, a pot of tea and reminiscing the past with old friends. the seniors no longer strive to make a living. But this habitual rhythm of work and rest has stayed with them even today. "30 years are enough time for a new generation to change their lifestyle and values. But no matter how the city changes, there are surely those who need warmth in the wee hours." Small all-nighter stalls connect generations of Dongguan people, as they live, mingle and pursue careers in this rapidly evolving city. Those few spaces are all the more precious. Another Friday. As usual, Madame Chiu has prepared a lavish family dinner. Luan Haoyu continues to be inspired by traditional desserts, to develop new creations. Food in inconspicuous alleys bears witness to Dongguan's evolution, all its comings and goings. This city with 1,700 years of history has grown from a busy spice market to a historic site, then the world's factory, and onward to today's creative city. Countless people either set out or settle here in dynamic motion. Dongguan, a vast arena of feasts, with times ever changing and tastes enduring.